So it's back to school season and a lot of people are preparing to go to the university for the first time or to go back for another year. I know MKBHD already made his video with his recommendations, but I found those to be a bit more on the expensive side. If you're on a budget, which most university students are, this is the video for you. And here are the best back to school tech gadgets that you can get. If you're watching this video, then you most likely have a smartphone already, and if you don't, then you'll probably be thinking of getting one before you resume for the new academic year. And with regards to your phone, you might not want to spend that much money. If you're using an iPhone and you want to upgrade, you can take a look at the iPhone 11 Pro, still a solid buy in 2022, or you can take a look at the iPhone 12 as well. And for the Android users out there, you might want to take a look at the Google Pixel 6a, which has great cameras, awesome software, and a really good price point. Or you might take a look at the Pixel 6, which frequently goes on sale. If you're not a Pixel fan or you want something with a more customized interface, then you can take a look at the Samsung Galaxy S21 series. I personally use the S21 Ultra. You can take a look at the S21 or S21 Plus, or maybe even the S20 if your budget is really thin. Moving on to your laptop, this is probably where you're going to want to splurge a little bit, as your laptop is what you're going to use for the next 4 to 6 years if you do not plan on upgrading very frequently, which a lot of people don't. The laptop I use is the Lenovo Legion 5, but it's a bit on the expensive side and you might not need all of this power, so you can take a look at any of the Lenovo IdeaPads, maybe the IdeaPad 5 for example. Or if you're a Mac user, the M2 MacBook Air seems like a pretty good deal, but again, it's on the cost intensive side. The M1 MacBook Air is an amazing deal though, and I personally think it's one of the best value laptops you can get this year, so why not take a look at it? You're probably going to want a mouse as well, and with regards to that, I don't think you would want to spend upwards of $100 getting a mouse. I'm not saying get the cheapest mouse that you can find on Amazon or something, but I don't think you're going to want to spend so much money on a Logitech MX Master mouse or something. I made a video about why I think vertical mice are much better for your health and for your productivity than normal mice, so you can check that out. But yeah, I would recommend getting a vertical mouse like this one. I think this was about $10 or so. It's been really nice. It's wireless, it has a rechargeable battery, and it just works. It's a mouse. You don't expect too much from a mouse as a student. But if you want a regular orthodox shaped mouse, then you can also check out some of the mice I will leave linked in the description. Nothing too expensive. You can still find some very good options even from Logitech, but I don't think you would want to spend that much money. This one is from Heiso, and yeah, I've had an amazing time with it, and I think any student would enjoy using a mouse like this. And of course, if you're planning on getting an external monitor like this and hooking your laptop up to it to make a kind of, desk setup, then you're going to need a keyboard. This is the Keychron K2 from the company Keychron. It is a decently priced mechanical keyboard, and even MKBHD has admitted to this being one of his favorite keyboards. It operates via Bluetooth and also on wired mode, and you can switch between 3 devices. It also has a Windows mode and a Mac mode, depending on what type of computer you are using. But if you feel this is a bit too bulky and heavy for you, then you can check out the Keychron K7, which is a low profile mechanical keyboard, and it's a lot more compact. So you can take that around with you if you want to, do some work outside, for example. It's really great. Also made a video about that, which you can check after this one. And if you've been enjoying the video this far, then a sub to the channel would be mathematical. It would be good. A sub to the channel would be good. Thanks. Next up, a tablet. A lot of people need tablets for note-taking in class and things like that. And if you've been a viewer of this channel for a while, then you would know that I use the Samsung Tab S6 Lite. I've been using that for a very long time now, and I think it is amazing. So if you're planning on getting a low-budget Android tablet, then you can get the Samsung Tab S6 Lite. But if you have a bit more to spend, then the Tab S7 or maybe even the Tab S8, if it's in your budget, would be a great option. You get the S Pen included, and you get great software and a decent using experience. But if you're on the Apple side of things, then you're probably looking at an 8th or 9th gen iPad, or maybe even an iPad Air. It all really depends on what your budget is. I would not recommend getting an iPad Pro unless you are into digital art, or maybe you really want a heavy workload on your iPad or something. But an iPad Air or an 8th or 9th gen iPad would be good enough for a student's work. And one thing I think we can all agree on as students is the necessity of music. We all need to listen to music, right? If you've never been to a college setting before, you're going to have to study in places that are not necessarily the quietest, and you're going to need a decent pair of headphones. These are the One Audio Fusion A70. They are less than $50 and they have pretty great sound quality, amazing bass, and they just work. They're very comfortable. I use them for editing, for music consumption, and everything in between. But they do not have active noise cancellation. So if you want something like that, then you might want to take a look at the Soundcore Live Q20 Plus. I also made a video about those, so you can check that out. They have almost everything the A70s have, but they also include active noise cancellation if that is something that is important to you. Alternatively, you can take a look at the Edifier W820NB. All of these headphones are between $50 to $100, so they should be quite affordable. I don't think a college student or a new university student would have the funds for AirPods Max, for example. I mean, I might be wrong, but for the general populace, yeah, you might want a decent pair of Bluetooth budget. And still on the topic of audio, I know some people will probably want to throw some mini parties or jam out sessions in their dorm, and for that you're going to need a Bluetooth speaker. Now this one is from Havit, and this is the Havit M3. I've been using this for a couple of months. It's great. It sounds really good for the size, and as you can see from the front, it also doubles as a clock and an alarm clock. It accepts your SD card directly into it, so you don't need to have your phone paired all the time, and it lasts pretty long on a single charge as well. But if you're not a fan of the form factor or this mirror-like finish on the front, then I would leave some other recommendations in the description below, and let me know what Bluetooth speakers you have in the comment section as well. And for those times you can't take your headphones around with you but you still want to listen to some music, then I would recommend getting some Bluetooth earbuds. These are the Galaxy Buds Pro. They were a bit expensive when they came out, but I'm pretty sure the price has gone down quite a bit at this point, and they are great. They sound amazing, they connect quickly enough, the controls are intuitive, and they're comfortable for me. If they're still a bit out of your budget, you can take a look at the Galaxy Buds 2, or if you're an iPhone user, then you can take a look at the AirPods 3 or the AirPods Pro, depending on where your budget lies. Alternatively, I think the Beats Studio are also pretty good wireless earbuds, but they are still expensive as well. So it really just depends on where your budget lies. I would heavily recommend taking a look at the Galaxy Buds 2, as I think they hit that sweet spot between price and performance. From my time as a student, one thing I constantly found myself in need of was more storage. That's why I would also recommend getting an external SSD or HDD, depending on your budget. I know I've said that like 16 billion times in this video, but that's the point. You just have to keep your budget in mind. I'm not recommending the most expensive things out here. This is an external hard drive by SP or Silicon Power. It was about $50, I think, and it's a 1 terabyte hard drive. I know a lot of people want external SSDs and not HDDs anymore, so you can check out my friend Patrick Ramble's videos on which are some of the best external SSDs you can get. He took a look at a lot of great options, so you can make your choice based on that. But if you want a HDD, granted it's a bit slower, but it's also cheaper, and they come in huge sizes for a decent price. Wait, that sounded wrong. And one more thing I think might be very essential for every student is to have a battery bank with you. This is a 20,000 milliamp hour battery bank, and I got this for, I don't remember, it was very cheap. And I think it's very necessary to get one because sometimes you might not have time to charge your phone before you head out for your classes. Perhaps you forgot to charge overnight, or you've just been outside for the entire day and you've been using your phone quite a lot. Trust me, there is nothing as terrifying as having your phone die on you when you are, not close to a charger or something. So getting a decently sized battery bank would be great. A lot of them have wireless charging capabilities as well in case you forget your cable, and most of them aren't even that big and unwieldy to carry around anymore. So it's always best to be prepared in case of emergencies. But yeah, those were 10 back to school essentials that are pretty affordable and I think everyone would appreciate. Of course, I could talk about getting a backpack and things like that, but I think those are pretty obvious and everyone would know that they need to get a backpack. Let me know which essentials you're planning on getting in the comment section right below the like button, or which ones you already have. I wish you all the best with your new academic session. Go out there and kill it. And if you enjoyed this video, you can check out my previous video on why I bought the Sony A7 in 2022. It's right here. But before you go there, subscribe to the channel. Peace.